Hey everybody, St. Paul here, and welcome to episode 47 of Music on the Run. This is a great one. You don't want to miss this. Band members from Hall & Oates, Porter Caroll, and Brian Dunne. That's next on Music on the Run. Ow!
Before we get started here, do me a favor. Wherever you got this podcast, make sure you subscribe, give us a rating, and if you have time and like what you're hearing, make sure you write a review. It really helps us get the word out so we can have a lot more people coming to the party. Hey everybody, I'm St. Paul Peterson. Prince gave me that nickname, and I've been lucky enough to tour with people like the Steve Miller Band, Kenny Loggins, Peter Frampton, Donny Osmond, to name a few. And when I'm not playing music, I love to run. And this is a podcast about how we stay healthy on the road, physically, mentally, and with our families. Welcome to Music on the Run. Hey everybody, St. Paul Peterson here. Welcome to episode 47. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, we're so lucky we got another in-person interview today, courtesy of the St. Paul Hotel. Thank you, Leslie. Appreciate that. One sad note I want to share with you real quick. Today was kind of a tough day for me. I had to purge about 35 running shirts. Today they all had to go out. It was time to bring in the new. Actually, no, I had no more space left in the drawer. So they gone, and it was tough. And I hope you feel for me. I know you guys feel for me. Anyway, moving on. Part of the gratitude segment that we've been doing, I want to shout out to some of our patrons. And if you don't know what a patron is, they are the people who are financially supporting us and putting some skin into the game. And I want to recognize them because we cannot do this podcast without your help. Where can you go check this out? Go to patreon.com/Music on the Run podcast. And you can do 3 different levels on there. But we'd love to have you come along for the ride. It helps us put this on. And it's a lot of fun. We have some goodies for you there as well. I want to shout out to one of my running brothers, Troy Amaris. Thank you so much. And Jesse Fernandez. Man, thank you for sticking with us for so long. We're coming up on year 2 now, which is unbelievable. Time is flying here. All right, let's get to the interview. My guests today are in town doing a show tomorrow night. They're dear friends of mine, and they happen to play with Rock and Roll Hall of Famers and #1 selling duo of all time, Daryl Hall and John Oates. These 2 knuckleheads have incredible careers, playing with Atlantic Starr, Average White Band, Sting, Shania Twain, to name a few. Please welcome singer-percussionist Porter Caroll and drummer Brian Dunne. Fellas, thank you so much for coming, man. I appreciate you guys coming on the show and making this all happen. It's got to be strange to be on the road in this topsy-turvy world of ours.
Mm-hmm.
How is that?
It's really great to be back out, but yeah, it's...
I bet. So what is it? How different is it touring? I guess I'll ask you first. What's it like touring in 2021? How different is it?
I was just telling a friend of mine that I'm glad I watched the NBA because they did the whole last year in the bubble.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah,
and so I was hearing stories of who did well, who didn't do well, So it really kind of brought the antennas up for me. And what I realized we were doing here, part formal and part informally, was to create a moving bubble. How could you do that? I mean, the NBA they were in one place.
Right.
Whereas how could we duplicate that but move from city to city? And Hall & Oates really did a great job. I think they've done a great job at really kind of putting in protocols that we all follow. That we knew day one, and then as we got going, we sort of modified it, solidified the way we conduct ourselves, and so it's been all right for us. And we kind of hang out with each other anyway, right. So we've been able to just sort of create our own little moving bubble, without repeating myself. So it's odd,
yeah,
but it's been okay. I mean, knock on wood, we've been all right.
So what exactly is different about it? Is there an after show hang or anything like that? Is Daryl And John, are they doing meet and greets or
No,
No.
not that I know of.
No.
Yeah, and we don't leave the backstage area.
No.
So if you know somebody in the city you're at, you can kind of sort of meet them from afar and say, "Hey, what's up?" That's about it.
You know what though?
That's it.
You have to do what you
Yeah.
got to do,
You have to
right?
do it, yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to be sitting where we sat for 18 months,
Right.
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Which was
And we've heard horror stories already about a few of the big name shows. I won't name them, but that they've
shut
had
down.
to shut down as a result of somebody in the organization coming up positive. And you don't want to be that person. You know?
Yeah.
So it just
That's underlying
Yeah,
for
that's
all
the
of us,
underlying
right?
thing.
I
You
don't want to be
realize-
that guy.
yeah, very quickly, like standing online, right? When we get tested before every show.
you do?
Oh,
Before
yeah.
every show.
Every city we go to, we walk off the bus, we don't even get 10 feet, right to a test.
Right to it.
No way.
And
Yeah.
you're waiting.
But you know what? I mean, for a multi-million-dollar machine that is rolling on, it's brilliant, and that's part of the gig now.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
And we do 2 questionnaires. We
Yeah.
do one every day.
Okay.
We do another one when we get to the venue, and then we do a test. And it's a 15 to 20-minute wait for your test results. So it's like being in school when did I study for this test? You're waiting to see if you passed or not. Everybody tries to play
Everybody's
it off.
confident, like, of course I'm
Yeah,
going to be
of course,
negative.
but inside
everybody's
you're like,
thinking, like, oh my God.
No, please don't let it be me.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we heard about some shows that had like 30 and 40,000, expected patrons.
Oh, yeah.
Shut down because somebody came up positive. And you don't want to be that person for obvious reasons.
Well, people are pulling out. I mean, we have our state fair going on at the time of this taping, and there are bands that are pulling out. They're saying, as part of their rider now, they're going, people have to be vaccinated. They have to show proof of vaccination, or they have to show 72 hours of being negative or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that happening with you guys, or is that not happening with you guys?
I don't know.
I don't think they have a vaccination thing.
Not yet. But I think in certain cities it's becoming, I know like in New York at this point already, if you want to go to like the little club I play on when I'm home,
Yeah.
you can't walk in there without proof of vaccination.
I was there seeing Love Rocks, and I had to show my proof of
You
vaccination.
did,
yeah.
at the Beacon.
And I was at the Beacon, and it was weird to be next to somebody, at a concert. It was just like felt odd. Are we allowed to have fun? Or then everybody finally got used to it, but it was super early on when the masks were coming off and all that. And I wasn't planning on talking about that for 10 minutes, for God's sake. No. Hey, so we've known each other for, I can't even remember how long. Well,
Really?
I've known you, Pesco introduced us.
Yeah,
Right?
Paul,
But anyway, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we had a chance to finally get together. Want to share a little bit of history because I got a new record coming out in February, and
man, you got a new record coming out every week.
It's insane.
Let's just talk
And
about
wait till
it.
we start talking about the drums.
Yeah, I got problems with that too. Yeah, I can't wait till we
you're
get
going to
into
give
that.
the big reveal here today.
Oh.
You got problems, right?
I
you
got
want
problems
to talk
with you.
about stuff.
I got problems with you.
Well, we'll talk about that for sure. But
And Brian and I talked about it too.
I remember playing you. I think the last time you were here, I might have played you.
Oh yeah.
Was it Minnie Forget Me Not, or there was something? And then I don't remember what it was, but I ended up sending, I think it was you, the song I cut that was Daryl's called Philly Forget Me Not, and I covered it called Minnie Forget Me Not, and I put all the Minneapolis stuff on there.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
And I just wanted permission, and you sent it over to management.
yeah.
And 3 days later, I got a call from management, and 2 months later, I was in the studio producing
Wow.
Daryl.
Wow.
Thank you. I never got a chance to
Oh,
thank you
wow.
for that. It was a
Nice.
wild ride.
Really?
So we had a ball. We had an absolute ball, and it just makes me feel tighter with the whole crew and the band and everybody like that because I got to interact with a lot of guys trading files, and it was a really fun time. So
Yeah, man. That it was great what you did. It was like, ooh, man. Jeez.
I had to put a little funk on it, you know. Of course,
yeah.
they put a little Philly on it, and I had to put a little funk on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Speaking of funk, now I have not gotten you
Uh-oh.
on a Funk Friday yet. There's still going to be hope. At some point, I need to get you on something. But you've been on Funk Friday like, I don't know, half a dozen times?
Gosh.
Yeah. 4 times.
4 times?
4 times.
Man, thank you for that.
Thank you.
So much. And Speaking of my record, you're on my record.
Oh, yes.
You are on my record, and that's me, Eric Gales, Ricky P, and I think, who else? And it might be Lenny Castro playing on that. So that's
That track is
unbelievable.
crazy.
Yeah, and it turned out great. I can't wait for you guys to hear this record.
Man.
But we've been hanging out a little bit on and off for years. So what I want to do is I want to take it back just a little bit. And Porter, I'm going to address with you first. Tell me about Greenberg. Greenberg? Is it Berg?
Greenberg, New York.
Yeah, I want to hear about Greenberg. You're still there, right?
Yeah, I still live on the street that I grew up on.
And I live in the house I grew up in.
Wow.
That's what we
Really?
have in common. Yeah.
Wow.
I want to hear about that city, man, and what
That city, it's okay. You ever heard of White Plains, New York?
Yes, of course. I did a record there.
Really? Wait, am I not?
No, and I can't remember the name of somebody just asked me that the other day. It was with Carl Sturken and Evan Rodgers.
Oh man, jeez.
You know those guys?
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah. That was my 1991 big rock anthem hit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, those are my boys, man.
Love those guys.
Yeah. They work out of Bronxville.
Bronxville. Okay. So I took the train to White Plains, maybe, and then
it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes
got it
away from each other. But I come from this little place. If you know White Plains, that's sort of like the shishi foo-foo place.
Okay.
And Greenberg is the other place, the other side of the tracks. It's like White Plains would be San Francisco.
Yeah.
Greenberg would be Oakland.
Got it.
Okay. That's what it is, right? And I went to this really they had this very progressive school there that they but they brought in white children into black neighborhoods to go to high school,
Really?
school from here.
Really?
Yeah, because we had space, not because of anything special, because we had space. No, it was cheaper to lease buses than it was to build buildings.
I suppose.
So they said, okay, the white children from Hartsdale, New York, which is
Okay.
right next door to Scarsdale, New York. So if you know anything about Scarsdale, that's like Beverly Hills. It's very close proximity, in New York, everything is very, very close, So anyway, this place in Greenberg, I go to this school, Woodlands High School, and I meet, all of these friends that eventually, long story short, became Atlantic Star. I asked all these people, you want to do this? You want to do this? You want to do this one? And they all said yes. And after 6 or 7 years of knocking on doors, we got ourselves to Hollywood and got in front of Herb Alpert and got a 5-year exclusive in 18 months.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So the original name of the band is New Band.
N-E-W-B-A-N.
Right.
Because we didn't want to grow old. That was the whole thing.
So you changed the name,
We
added
had
the
to.
Atlantic to kind of tip your hat to the East Coast.
To the East Coast. Yeah, and Star was, the highest thing you could see.
For like 10 years.
What's
Right?
that?
Atlantic Star was hot for 10 years.
Yeah, we had
All
a nice
throughout.
run. I had to do something, Brian always credits me for that. It was a Herculean effort, right? Yeah, actually, that was good. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, really. I mean, he said, man, what you guys did moving a whole operation 3,000 miles away to go get it
Right.
was a big deal.
When you were teenagers.
With teenagers, yeah.
You were teenagers.
Well,
when you were doing
yeah,
Wow.
I just turned 22.
Oh, wow.
But the youngest was 18.
And you're playing drums in the
I was
band.
playing drums and singing. That's why I have a problem with you.
Me too.
Okay, let's just come out with the problem. What's the problem?
Because
You're too damn good at the drums.
yeah, how do you do that?
You shared that record, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. You play bass like with everybody under the sun. Play guitar with everybody under the sun. Frampton or whatever.
Sing.
Piano like crazy. Sing like a
Playing
bird.
guitar.
And then say, oh,
But the
by
drums,
way,
that's the clincher.
drums? What are you talking about, man?
And we got two drummers here.
Yeah.
I grew up playing the drums, man, and then I put it away for a really long time. And I
Oh,
just
that
went-
makes it worse.
I know.
Oh, let me see. I'll
That
just
makes
put
me
it away.
feel worse.
Oh,
I'm like
my
sitting here
God.
struggling, and then to sing and play and all that. Oh, no. I got
See,
a problem.
and there we go. There's the problem. Dude, that is so
No,
cool.
we're like
Coming
this.
from you guys.
No,
Oh, man.
we're like
Please.
this, man. It's like, wow. I don't know. Do you ever sleep?
My wife asked me that same question. She's like, "What? Do you ever stop?" It's more, what is that? No is the answer to that one.
And you're okay. And then you run. You're a runner.
Yeah. That's one of my running partners right there.
What?
It's part of the reason
Davide.
he can do what he does, probably.
So do you drink coffee?
Oh man, do I ever? Oh
Excellent.
God, I love
okay,
coffee.
all right.
I drink like
Now I feel
85
better.
pots a day.
Really? You want to know?
Oh,
that?
man,
You drink
I just-
Coca-Cola too?
What?
Pepsi or Coke?
No.
No, oh, right. You're a
Coca-Cola.
health guy. Yeah, right.
No, we don't
health
want
guy.
that. We just
Are you a vegan too?
No,
Okay.
no.
You eat hamburgers?
Yeah, I eat the meat, man.
Okay, you eat meat. Okay, I'm
I
just
eat the
checking.
meat.
I'm just checking.
Who's
I'm
interviewing
thinking
who
you're a
here?
miracle guy.
What's going on? The show's being taken over.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
But thank you guys. I
Yeah,
appreciate
man,
that.
no.
Man, it's
Big fans.
It's fun.
Huge fans.
And you're like one of the original funksters, man. It's fun to research your career and just listen to all that stuff and to hear you sing, man. And we'll talk a little bit more about what you're doing now. But what an incredible voice you have too. Unreal, man.
I guess the check cleared.
Check clear. That's right. All right, your turn. Your turn.
I like talking about pork.
Yeah, he likes to bait me after talking.
You grew up in a musical family.
Yeah.
Who played?
My two brothers. 7 kids.
You're the youngest,
I'm
aren't
the
you?
youngest of 7.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
7 of 7?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how many years between you and your older?
15.
Okay, so trying to think. I think that's about the same with me and my sister Linda.
Yeah.
But we won't say how old she is. She would kill me.
Kill you.
She would kill me.
Yeah, by the way, I'm the youngest too.
Are you the youngest too?
Yeah.
Okay. Of how many?
That's what they say. That's what they say happens to the youngest. That they become
get everything.
artsy.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that. Yeah, at SBA, one of the top art schools. I sat down with one of my family members who was applying, and they said, "Oh yeah, usually it's the youngest ones that become the artists."
No kidding.
Yeah. Some statistics that they put together.
Huh.
Yeah. So anyway,
And here we all sit.
yeah, here we go.
So your brothers are musicians, huh?
Yeah.
Drummers as well, or
Not actively playing anymore, but yeah, both ultimately wound up being drummers. But when they were young, my brother John played guitar,
oh, cool.
and my brother Kevin played drums. And then eventually John became a drummer too.
So sitting around your household, you've got a musical family. Are you playing together and listening to what's being played in your house at this point? Everything?
Really everything. Like my earliest, the earliest stuff is like when my brothers were teenagers. Bad Company. That was a huge one.
That's a good one.
And then that turned into Stevie Wonder and Earth, Wind and Fire. My sisters were Earth, Wind and Fire
Oh, yeah.
fans, and that's the end for me.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire. But
Telling you, I just did a Funk Friday.
I know.
Paying homage to those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's
Yeah.
like ridiculous.
But I just followed my brother.
Yeah.
My brother Kevin would whatever he would get into, he'd really get into it. And,
Yeah.
and whatever that was, I would just follow suit. So when he discovered who Steve Gadd was, he went out and bought every record that guy Steve Gadd played on. So
Yeah.
then we were introduced to Chick Corea or Al Jarreau and I just followed him, around.
He led the way, and you were the little brother, and
I
you
was the-
followed him,
I
and
was
you
just
did
the
everything he
recipient.
did.
Yeah. He brought home Shaka Khan live at the Savoy. He listened to it. He was like, "Here you go."
Oh man!
I go down to the basement. I would just drop the needle and
and play.
go to work. Yeah.
not fair.
Did he let you? Was it his kid or your kid? The family kid.
It was his kit, but everybody could play it. Yeah, he was cool about that.
He didn't. Don't touch
No,
my kid.
never. It
Don't
wasn't
you-
like Step Brothers.
Okay. Oh my God!
I don't
Now
think
that
it's-
would have been funny.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's fair. Both of you again. Yeah,
Why?
I have problems with both of you now.
Yeah.
You come from a musical family.
Don't you? What about your parents?
Music appreciators.
Okay.
My family, for sure. But nobody actually played.
What's playing around your house when you were growing up?
Ellington.
The
Nat.
classics.
Nat.
Okay.
My father was, my father used to go to
Same
the-
with me, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah, but again, he was an appreciator. He could sing. I found out my mother, she was a great hummer. She would never sing.
Is that
But
right?
I said, wait a minute, I probably got it from my mother. Because she would just hum in perfect pitch, the whole bit. So, and then she told me, she said, she couldn't believe it that I was going in front of all of these people, playing.
Yeah.
She came to come to some shows. She could actually get too nervous to come to shows. And then she said, because when she was a little girl, everybody found out that she could sing. and she went in front of the church and fainted.
No.
Stage fright.
Really?
Right. So she couldn't believe that her son found a way to do this stuff.
And she got nervous for you?
Because you never go to shows. It's like Vinny Testaverde's father couldn't go to football games because
no kidding.
of his heart problems, right? I mean, my mother wasn't that extreme. But again, I come from a music appreciation family.
Right.
As opposed to you guys had actual, players.
I didn't have a choice. I don't know about you, what it was like for you, but I felt like, doesn't every kid do this?
Yeah. I never
so
thought
natural.
of this. Yeah, it was just there. There was band rehearsals constantly.
Right.
People pulling B3s down my basement stairs.
Yes.
It was normal.
Yeah.
My dad used to sell B3s, so he had them in the garage.
Whoa.
Literally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dad was a great B3 player, piano player, arranger. Mom was I think I played you guys my mom's stuff, but she sounded like Art Tatum and Oscar and all those guys. Man, she was something else.
Oh, man.
Thousands of gigs with that lady. I want to bring it back over to you because you played, you went to McKell's and got blown away. McKell's, which I loved. I lived right by there when I was making a record with Sturkin and Rogers on 98th and Central Park West. And all I would do is take my drunk ass from McKell's to the apartment when I was participating in those activities. But McKell's, you went and saw a bunch of shows there, right?
Yeah.
Who was the drummer that blew you out of the water that you saw there?
Zach Danziger.
And who was he playing with?
He was playing with Michelle Camilo. And that was, I was a senior in high school. I was 16 years old, and I'm pretty sure we're about the same age. So for me, it was like,
who's this kid? Who's better than me?
How did that happen? Yeah, because it wasn't like great for like someone who's young. It was like fully formed. I'm sure he would say, "Oh, I'm so much better now." But at the time, it wasn't just a talented kid. It was like someone who was truly dealing in that world, and that was like, wow. So coming from where I was coming from, I'd never seen anything like that. So
did that inspire you or scare the hell out of you?
Both.
Yeah.
But definitely inspired me. Yeah, it was like, oh my God, I have to like get to work big time, because I wasn't a practicer when I was younger.
No kidding.
Not until I was in high school. Not until around that time, and I was like, whoa, like certain things. I always felt like certain things came, not totally easy, but it made sense. Playing drums made sense to me. And then
you're a natural. That's
why. Then when you start to see people doing things that are like above and beyond, it's like, oh my God, okay, yeah, I have work to do.
Was that like the moment you decided that this is what I'm doing, or did you always know that?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I get it. Could be. I never made a conscious decision to say I was going to make a living really at anything. So it was just destined, I think. I mean, it was just something I was going to always do. I never thought about anything else. So
right.
I never actually made the decision to do it either. So
it just happened.
Yeah.
You were just gigging.
Yeah, I was gigging young.
Same kind of thing with you? Or did you have to make a conscious effort? This is what I'm going to do.
No, it was never that. I was too afraid to declare it.
Really?
Yeah, because it wasn't the thing to do. And my parents weren't saying, no, don't be a musician. Remember, I came from a music appreciation family.
Right.
I found out years later my mother expected me to do something different, But she was nice enough not to tell me while I was going through it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I was too afraid to say I'm going to be a musician. But
were
everything
you
I
afraid
was
that you were going to
doing
disappoint?
was saying I was going to be one.
Did you think you were going to disappoint them, or what?
I thought, and it's a cultural thing, because at the time, you're supposed to, in our community, we were supposed to move the needle by doing other things other than entertaining. We'd already established that we could do that.
Okay.
So now being a part of the movement was to do other things, doctors, lawyers, that kind of thing. So I felt like I fell far short of what I should have been doing, having been on track to do other things.
Right.
But somewhere early on, I said, I don't want to do that, but it was a passive-aggressive thing.
Okay.
I just said, I'm just going to go over here.
Yeah, my parents were super supportive, but my father was a city firefighter. He was a civil servant. It's like, you should know how much money you're going to make every week. And their thing was, can't you go to school for music ed? And
did you?
And I did. And
Yeah,
I
did.
specifically did, literally telling myself, I will never do that. But I'm gonna sort of acquiesce to their. They never said you got to do it. They never said that.
Right.
If I wanted to go to Berkeley, I could have done it if I pushed the issue. But I just decided. I already live in New York. I've lived an hour from Manhattan my whole life, and I still do. So I'm like, I can. This is a good place to be. Let me get this ed degree over with.
Right.
And it set up a scenario where as soon as I finished school, I was only home for one more year. But that year was amazing because my life was made so easily because I kind of did them a favor. You know what I'm saying? And I got that ed degree, and I never used it.
But isn't it funny? I think this is important to talk about the family dynamics of declaring music
Big.
as your profession. Yeah. Look, I'm a dad. I've got a kid in LA who wants to do music as a profession, and I have to check myself.
Yeah.
I have to check myself because my mom was a professional musician, and she never gave me 1 ounce of grief about doing what I'm doing. She knew I was going to do that. My principal in high school knew that. Tables are turned. I look at my kid and I'm like, ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
See how brave your mom was?
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
But to worry, I guess, is normal as a parent. And that's probably all they were doing. But we didn't understand that when we were growing up. And we didn't want to disappoint our folks. But what we did do is persevere through that and go, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then how much work was it to actually, this is the great question. How much work is it to be a professional musician? I'll start with you first, Porter, and then I'm going to come back to you. How much work is it to be a successful musician?
Ignorance is bliss.
Don't ask the question.
It's
true,
if
though.
If I knew, I wouldn't have done it. If I knew what I was going to run into,
right,
I probably wouldn't have done it. However, I painted myself into a corner to where it had to work.
Is that right?
All at the same time.
How did you paint yourself into a corner?
Because I decided not to go to college. That was the only time I ever saw my mother cry for about that long.
Okay.
Like one of those little kind of tears, without getting all melodramatic.
Right.
And my mother was not like that. She
right.
wasn't, but she just said, "Oh, you're not gonna go." Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Right.
And at that point, she said, well, why not you? And that was like the world opened up because that was encouragement. That was the only encouragement I needed. She said, why not you? And I was like, well, she saw the rehearsals. We were rehearsing like your family.
Yeah.
All the rehearsals were at my mother's house. Atlantic Star was put together in my mother's house, and we would go, everybody came out. We had one guy that came out of Yale, another guy at Northwestern. I mean, guys that were really studying big time, other things that decided to buy into my idea. So it was like, no, this has to work.
You were just sheer
it
determination.
has to work. And we're coming out of Greenburgh, New York, although we were only 22 miles out of Manhattan.
Right, but that's...
Okay, and so it was nothing for us to get in and out of the city. It was like, okay, we have to make this work. And then I live right down the street from Cab Calloway and Roy Campanella and Sidney Poitier and Moms Mabley and all these people, Gordon Parks, all these people, it was like, we got to make this work.
Right.
There's no excuse for this not to work. You have to figure out a way to make this happen. And
you did.
Yeah.
And you still are.
Grace
Here we are, however many years later, doing that.
Yeah, it was
still making it work, and it's still working, and you still have to work it.
For sure.
There's no just
for sure
grooving all the time. There's always
it's still a grind.
Yeah,
it's still a grind.
How about you? I know how much work you put into everything you do, but you show up so incredibly enthusiastic and just. It looks like you like what you're doing, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I love it.
And
I wouldn't change anything.
But somebody who I'm sorry to cut you off, but you look like you don't. That's not a sign of happiness, right? Is that a sign of happiness? But it's full commitment.
I like it.
You like it?
I
still like it?
I still do. More.
Did you always like it?
I always did, and I like it more now because because I know how lucky I am.
Yeah.
Because I know too many people that can do, what I do, and they don't have the same opportunities that I have. So
what do you think that is? Do they get in their own way?
Sometimes I think that, and so, I mean, when it's not about talent, sometimes it's about how you navigate. I guess I don't know life, like how you. Yeah, I mean, there's certain decisions people make at certain times, and it can change your whole fate. Your whole future.
Well, you do something that a lot of guys would not do at your level. And okay, you play all of these things, with God knows who, but then every Tuesday night you go to Cafe Wa and play that hit.
Is that right?
For like $3.70.
You show up.
He shows up.
You show up.
And wouldn't have it any
I
other
love
way.
playing with that band, though. That's
You love it, and I get it. I get it.
For the money.
But a lot of guys would not do that.
Right.
And then when you were asking about essentially positioning yourself to stay in the grind, I think
true.
that's a huge thing that you do that most guys wouldn't do because they say, this.
I try to operate like this gig, like our gig doesn't even exist.
Yeah, that's
when
what
we're not on the road.
Yeah.
Because to me, there's so many reasons why it could just come to an end.
Yeah.
So if I'm
beyond your control.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be out of
whatever.
everybody's mind. I
anything.
want everybody to know that like I'm still here.
I read an article about you that you said that you've been doing that forever, though. Your advice to people were to get out of the house, practice, but get out of the house, meet people, network, show up, show your face, make yourself belong in the crowd that you want to surround yourself with, right?
Definitely. Because a lot of times, I know I was in a situation once where I can remember I used to go see the Gil Evans band that played on Monday nights, right? And Hiram used to play guitar with me sometimes.
You know that I've done
Kenwood
record.
Denard.
And Charlie and Kenwood. See, I don't know Kenwood, but I sure know his playing.
But that band was insane to me, and I was in my first semester of college, so I was 17, 18 years old, and I used to watch these guys play every Monday. And I remember a few years in to going to check it out, I wound up on just a playing session, like somewhere, I think I was in Brooklyn, and one of the sax players at this session, just to jam, to play someone's music, to me, I was like, oh my God, like that guy just walked in, But on his end, he saw me and he said, oh yeah, he's like, I see you around all the time. And I could tell that there was a part of him, this is how I read it anyway, he was looking for a reason to see why he was going to like me.
No,
before he heard me. So it wasn't like, I wonder if this guy can play.
Yeah.
What is he going to
because
show
you were
me?
there supporting him.
I guess so.
So he wanted to do the same for you.
So it made our first impression musically actually easier for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it paid
took
off.
up the pressure. The pressure was off.
Yeah.
It became about the hang then.
Yeah.
Because you showed up for the hang.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about the hang, right? And
Yeah.
some places, it's like, everybody, if you get into something, okay, especially at the level that we've all been fortunate enough to play on, everybody can play.
Yeah. That's a given.
9 times out of 10, everybody can play. But it's can you get along with everybody around you is the thing. And we had a long conversation about that. I don't know if you really want to talk about that, but there have been good ones and there have been bad ones. Right?
And we're lucky with this. It's crazy.
This is off the charts.
We all hang out every day.
I asked Shane about that yesterday.
We hang out with everybody. Even like we hang the crew and the band.
Yeah.
Like everybody across the board.
Everybody hangs.
Dude, that is unheard of, first of all.
Yeah.
Usually there's pockets. Usually there'll be twosomes going, coffee, ready, let's go.
Never.
No.
But it's like
it's wide open.
It's the text chain.
The text
and
is giant.
It's giant.
That is, you guys are lucky, and you know it, though.
Right, yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, we talked about that. I remember we talked about that last time
Oh,
we
yeah.
got together.
Yeah, there have been interesting things when it beyond your control.
Yeah.
When the hang isn't good.
Right.
And then it's like, I'm all alone.
Yes.
I'm alone here. I'm all alone, and I shall go home soon.
Yeah, it's in Arkansas.
And I did. We've all been there, man.
Yeah, we've all been there, and see, you guys, well, Brian, you've done it as a New York working musician. His experience in the same town is totally different than mine. Mine was a self-contained band
Yeah.
That was, we're going under the artist thing.
Right.
So the hang was different. I remember McKell's the whole night. I used to stay away from all those places because I didn't want to sound like anybody. I want to ensure that our Atlantic Star thing didn't sound like anybody, because especially at that time, the whole disco thing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And we were submitting things that were, in our way of doing things. And they were like, no, doesn't sound like disco to me. So
Yeah.
we were like, okay, we got to get the hell out of Dodge.
Right.
But it was intentional.
Right.
It was, it's like we put ourselves, yet again, like I did personally,
Yeah.
and then as artists, put yourself in a position where you got to make your thing work. Now, how are you going to position that has always been the challenge. Whereas what Brian is talking about is like, okay, I got to position myself so that somebody can come along and see that I'm cool as a person and I can play like crazy by myself. I can do this. I call him a gunslinger.
Right?
He's a gunslinger. Yeah, right. I've seen him. This is not smoke. I know it's smoke and everything is smoke today. But I've seen him write charts on a napkin and then go play the gig.
Right.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I was like, to say, okay, I get my band.
Right,
we come,
yeah,
and try to work it out for you. So it's a different.
There's a comfort level in that, though.
Yeah.
Both equally as relevant.
It's the same.
But different approaches.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Same place.
So I know that you guys had very different careers before you got to Hall & Oates, and we should get to Hall & Oates at some point in the near future, because otherwise we'll talk for hours. Chuck Loeb.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Give it to me. What does that mean when I say his name? We're going to take a little break from the interview right now because I want to tell you about a couple of really cool things. First of all, we're having so much fun with our weekly 1-minute funk jams called Funk Friday. We've had so many world-class musicians on Funk Friday, including members of the Steve Miller Band, Fleetwood Mac, Daryl Hall and John Oates, Earth, Wind & Fire, just to name a few. You can check that out on all of our social media, but you can also see it on our YouTube channel. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of our members who have supported us on Patreon. Don't know what Patreon is? Go to www.patreon.com/Music on the Run podcast, and there you'll get all sorts of information on how you can financially help us produce this podcast. There are all kinds of incentives listed there on the website, and there are many different levels on how you can become involved. We could not put on this podcast without our patrons. All right, let's get back to the interview. Chuck Loeb.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Give it to me. What does that mean when I say his name?
I'm speechless. Yeah, anything, everything. I'm literally choking up.
It's all right. Have some water.
Yeah, like
Bad Pinot Grigio?
In a can?
In a can? Canned wine? Would that help?
In a can?
By the way, that's beautiful. I know I hit a nerve with you because there's always somebody in your life that's your champion. He was your champion, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He's the one who put you over the edge. Yeah. Well, we'll come back to this. I'm gonna let you chill out a bit. I'm gonna come over to you and give him a break.
Okay.
I went to your website, of course, doing my research, and there's one record I'm really curious about on there. The Jane Fonda workout record.
Hey. Wow, you went in deep.
I would like to know exactly what went on that record, and what did you contribute?
Okay. I never got to meet her, that's first.
Oh, man.
No, I didn't get
Sorry to hear that.
Through a mutual friend of ours, for sure. Maybe of yours, because he knows everybody. Jason Miles.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how it happened.
Jason Miles calls you for the session.
Calls me and said, I'm doing this stuff for Jane Fonda. Work.
Spandex.
Work. I don't even know
Spandex.
too. But I forgot what Jason used to be like he was like a equipment broker at the time. He could get all the gear.
Sure.
Right? And DAT machines were just coming at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted one, the whole bit. And I was like, you know what, Jay? Give me some gear, and I'll do it. Almost lost my publishing deal as a result of it.
Why is that?
Because it was separate and apart from the publishing deal.
In your opinion, anyway.
They could not profit from it. It was a buyout.
Oh.
It was a buyout. And I got called on the carpet with CBS because I was writing for them at the time. I was a staff writer for them.
For those of you who don't know what a buyout is basically, I'm going to give you $100. It's a work for hire. You will never make another dime off this.
Yep.
That's not usually how we roll, or we try not to roll. Mm-hmm. He's saying that wasn't in the case.
That wasn't the case because what I was doing at the time, I had come out of Atlantic Star and now I want to be a songwriter. So I wanted to stack credits. I needed to build my resume. So as many big names as I can get on my resume as possible, because word would get out among other publishers, other writers, whomever. I just wanted to, like you did at WA, I was trying to do as a writer. I said, well, wow, if I can, I'd stacked up a couple of credits, but Jane Fonda was huge at that time.
Right.
I said, to get her on my resume, who knows what could happen? In exchange for all the gear I wanted via my friend, Jason Miles. Everything worked great. Except for one day when the thing came out, I got called on the carpet.
Oh, no.
CBS said, oh, really? And we're not partaking in this?
Oh.
I got away from suspension by that much. They said, don't ever do that again. Ever.
You went rogue, man.
I was, excuse me, shitting bricks. Bleep it all you got. I was shitting
Yeah, we ain't bleeping anything.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I was shitting fucking bricks. Because I needed this shit.
Here we go. Now we're starting to roll.
I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. I didn't realize what kind of mistake I had made from a publishing standpoint, although now I say, yeah, obviously.
I'm moving back to you. Okay. I'm ready to talk about Chuck.
Yeah.
Tell me about him,
He
man.
was awesome, man. He I guess like in that time when I was, how old was I? 20, I was like 21 years old.
Yeah.
And he kind of carried weight in the New York scene to me and the circles that I was trying to get into. And he took a chance with me. And then he would always, even for the years I was in his band, I would, obviously I would gig with him, and any records he did, I would play on them, and he started to produce lots of other artists in that genre of music that he was in at that point, and he would always make it so that the guys in his band got to play on all the shit that he produced, no matter who the artist was. He would always pull for us.
Right.
If we went to a festival and there had to be one rhythm section because there was 17 artists, he would pull us, or he would do his best to get us to be the ones that did it. So it's just the way he operated.
That would do the whole thing.
Yeah. Right. And then even when I left his band in a way. He was like, yeah, man, go do your thing. And then he would still call me to do records to the very end. And he is the reason why I started doing tracks in my house. He told me like 18 years ago, he's like, man, you got to get a setup in your place. People are sick of programming drums.
Yeah.
If you can play drums, you'll get work. You should just do it. Just bite the bullet and do it.
Right.
And he was the reason.
Wow.
And that's how we do Funk Fridays, by the way. I send him tracks. He plays. He sends them back to me. That's what we're talking about. We just trade files back and forth.
Yeah. Yep. I wish all the files I got sounded like yours, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I try to get them close.
Oh, please! They sound like records, man. Come on, get out of here. Jeez.
I love these guys. I'm never leaving this interview ever.
Oh man, it's like I turn these things on. It's like, oh, give me a break. Really, another great one?
Well, they're not all great. There's been 77. There's been some fun ones and really good ones that I'm really proud of in there. And there's been some next. But at least you're only a minute long.
As my dear mother would say, that's your opinion.
Aha. Yeah.
They are outstanding.
I think it's an amazing idea, man. I think it's a great idea.
And I've said this before on this podcast. You know what Funk Friday did? First of all, it was the idea of my last intern. And he said, why don't you do something for social media to bring people over to Music on the Run podcast? And he's the one who thought that up. So I'm like, oh, great, I need something else on my plate. But I did it. And what turned into it, and this is right before the pandemic hit, it turned into a way for us to keep in touch, it was a networking thing that I wasn't,
that's great.
That was a byproduct. I wasn't planning on that. I was just going, who would be fun to get? They're all home. Everybody's home. I don't care if they don't know who I am. I'll just say, I'm Ricky's little brother. And that works a lot, by the way. Thank you, big bro. That works great. Hey, Ricky's little brother. Will you play on this Waddy Wachtel? And he's like, okay, sure. So, I mean,
I did that one, by the way.
You did the Waddy one.
Yes,
that
I did.
was epic. That was an epic one. But I felt closer to everybody, and it was a great way to keep your chops sharp, keep creativity up, and to hang. Even if it was virtually, it was still came with communication back and forth. A nice feeling at the end that we put some nice light into the world.
Text
musically.
Between each other.
Text is great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, there's only a couple other things I want to talk about. This little tiny band you're in called All and Out. It's a nice band, a very nice band, a nice dance band. How long have you been in the band?
Almost 12 years.
And you?
I'm starting my 10th.
Wow. How did you get the call for this gig?
I'll make it as quick as I can. It's a little complicated. Many years ago, I was playing with the Average White Band, and T-Bone Walk was.
Yeah.
We were opening for Hall & Oates, and I remember that night T-Bone sat behind us the whole set, watched the whole set, and I hung with him that night. That's where I kind of became friends, and he kind of found out who we found out. I always knew who he was.
Yeah.
But he kind of found out who I was, kind of, I guess. And I know he liked what he heard.
Yeah.
And that started our relationship. But I never really did any playing with him. But every once in a while, he would call me for something here and there, and it never happened. Then Live from Daryl's House happened. The show started happening, the TV show, and
the one where you get to eat all the food.
Yes.
Yeah, he eats all of it.
He eats all of it. You don't say shit on that show. You just eat.
I just eat.
Nothing left.
Much to the chagrin of my wife. She's like, why don't you talk? But everybody else is talking. You're just eating.
And you know who pointed that out to me was Pesco. He said, he and I just ate everything.
So T-Bone called me one day to sub for Sean Pelton, who was the drummer.
Yeah.
And the Hall & Oates band did that show, but only the drummer was not a part of it because he lived in, I think, Portland.
Okay.
So, and at that point, they were doing a show every month. So it didn't make sense to fly the guy in, and it was Daryl's thing, and so they had Sean come in, and that was one of T-Bone's guys, Sean Pelton. So, and then anyway, he called me to sub for Sean. He's like, "Yeah, we do this little show. Would you be interested in coming and subbing once?" And I was like, "Yes." And I went in, I subbed, and it went well. And so then I became the sub just for the television show. That's it. And then shortly thereafter, the drummer for Hall & Oates had to have a back surgery, and I was fresh in Daryl's mind.
Yeah.
And when he went to talk to John and Daryl, I think about who are we going to get, or who am I going to get? I have a surgery. I'm going to have a back surgery. I think before he even told them that he had already called me, Daryl said, well, maybe you should call that guy Brian. I don't even think he knew my last name at that point.
Who's that?
And he's like, you know what? I already did, and he can do it. And it was like, great. So then
T-Bone said that?
No, Daryl.
Oh, Daryl.
Oh, wow.
Because Mike is the one. When Mike called me first before he was telling them that he was thinking about what am I going to do about my back, and he was just going to miss a run. It was just one thing, and in the process of doing so, he sounded me on it first, and then he was going to use whoever they wanted, but just in case, he had me in his back pocket.
Yeah.
And it turns out when he brought up the fact that hey, I might have to miss a little run, Daryl actually brought me up. So then it made it even easier.
Sure.
So I became, and then after doing one little week-long run or something, it went well, and I became the sub for the band.
Sure.
And then over time, it just turned into getting both gigs.
Dang.
Yeah.
12 years in.
Yeah.
That nobody plays with someone for 12 years. That's a nice tenure. Really, it is.
Yeah.
That really is.
I seem to stick around a long time.
Yeah.
Average White Band was like 6 years.
Was it?
Yeah.
Chuck was like 11 years. But everything overlaps. Everything kind of overlapped each other.
Wow.
But
Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
Here's some more smoke.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's really inappropriate to do that anymore. So let's put ourselves back 20 years. Right? So, having played a little bit of drums myself, and I got here, and I said, it's been 12 years, and I think, and you would know this, I've heard him click his sticks.
Oh, yeah. Right. Clean player. Clean, and funky.
And I'm looking for it, too. I'm looking
bet
for
you
it
are.
every night. I'm like,
What's it like to play with this guy every
I
night?
don't like him.
You don't like him at all.
Nope.
You just shot him three times.
Yeah, 3 times. Going for 4.
I saw the fourth coming.
I hate him. I hate him because it's like, he's the reason. I've said this many times. Him and people of his ilk drove me away from being a drummer.
Is that right?
Yes. Because I saw drums evolve.
Yeah.
You know, because like you said, I was in the last of the no ghost grease, no drummers, you know, just pocket.
Yeah.
I was a pocket drummer.
Yeah.
And I saw it was really turning into something else because what Gad was doing, what the gospel drummers were doing, there was a new level of commitment that had to be made by drummers if you were going to hang. I was good friends with Jonathan Moffett.
Yeah.
You know, I saw what was going on. I said, okay, I felt confident enough to say I could do this, but I would have to really commit in a way that I really can't afford to commit because now I have a family.
Right.
And I don't want to go back into the woodshed. And I really need to learn how to write.
Yeah.
Because all my friends were getting rich.
Yes. That's
Right.
the ticket.
You know? So made that. But people of his ilk made it easy to make the transition. It's like, okay, put this aside because they're real drummers now. And
we are drum owners.
Owners.
We are
I
drum
don't even
owners.
have, no, I donated my drums to
No,
a
you
church
didn't.
because somebody had to pray for me. That's it. And those my drums are gone. All my gear is gone. Gone.
Dang.
Yeah.
No wonder you can't do a funk
That's why I
Friday.
don't do it.
I know.
If you came at my house, you would not know that somebody plays music is in there, except for a big painting that my niece did of James Brown.
No kidding.
That's it.
How'd you get into Daryl Hall and John Oates band?
A Facebook message.
No, you did not.
Absolutely.
No, you didn't.
Absolutely.
This is really good.
People you may know, right? You know that thing you see on Facebook?
Yeah.
I was out of work, you know, without going into all that. I was in a down period.
Yeah.
And I had heard from, you know, some people. They said, well, you know, you need to network, all of that stuff. I said, well, I don't know. I can't network because I really don't want to spend any money. You know, I got to, you know. So, but kicking and screaming, I went on Facebook. And within weeks, I saw this thing called People You May Know. And I said, let me click on it. So I clicked on it. And it happened to be somebody that I was on staff with at CBS while I was a songwriter there. And we got together and we had lunch. And he said, yeah, I'm doing this thing. And now it's turned into a TV show. And I'm like, wow, this is cool, man. It's really nice. Well, 6 months later, I'm like, am I ever going to get a job, you know, doing something?
Yeah.
You know? Well, that person that I knew was Elliot Lewis. And he wrote me one morning after I really said, you know, I don't know if I'm ever going to get a job again. I got a Facebook message that said, any interest in H&O, LFDH, long shot, percussion. It was like, I'm looking at the phone like this. It was like acronyms that I didn't know any, I wasn't putting it together.
Yeah.
And then finally I said, wait, that's Elliot. He's asking me if I'm interested in being a percussionist in Hall & Oates. And I'm not a percussionist.
Yeah. You had to learn real quick.
Real quick. I was like,
Trial by fire.
And
Trial by fire.
Yeah, and Elliot.
I know about that one. Trial by fire.
And Elliot, I knew from when we used to write together, he used to get up about 10, 11. And it was like 7 in the morning. I said, oh, I'll wait till he wakes up. I was like, shit. Let me call him back now. It's like 7:15. I said, yes, I'm interested. What's going on? But you have to let Daryl know that I am not a percussionist. So I got a call back about 15, 20 minutes later saying, yeah, he knows your background. He knows you can make the transition. Why don't you come on up to the house?
Come on.
So it went from 0 to 50. 0 to 100. So I'm like, I don't play percussion. All these songs came in that I didn't know anything about, but I studied these songs like I was studying for the SATs. And it's like, 2 days, I'm going to go up to interview with Daryl Hall. That's what I got. Wow. So 2 days, it was like from my house to Daryl's place. We all live in New York, but Daryl lives like an hour and a half from me.
Right.
So it was like, I felt like I was going to Canada. So I get up there and I walk in, there's cameras like this all over the place. I'm like, and I get in, I just met you like a year ago, maybe if that. And I saw Clyde Jones. I said, I saw him a couple of years before when he was fronting Average White Band. I remember seeing him. He looked like he was 10 feet tall.
Right.
His glasses looked like he didn't talk. And then it was like, Elliot, I said, I know everybody, a lot of people in his band.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and then they all pointed. They said, yeah, there's stuff over there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was all the percussion gear.
Oh, so you were like,
Exactly. I was ting, 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 ting. I had touched a piece of It was like, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And they all cleared out. I don't know whether it was by design or what, but the room was empty. And I'm in here tinkering. I hadn't touched a piece of percussion since I was in high school, and I'm 107 years old. Right. So you know how long that was. I'm like, what is this? Ding, bop, bop. I'm doing that. And I remember Pete Moshe walked through, and he said, sound like the Latin Quarter's in here to me. I said, uh-oh. All right. So I said, well, I'm kind of remembering something. Yeah. But then Daryl walks, everybody comes back in the room. Daryl comes down, and he walks right by me. I'm like, oh, it's going to be like that. Okay. The glasses, the jacket, the whole thing.
Full Daryl mode.
I'm like, okay. I'm in it, okay? Yeah. So I don't know if he's going to talk to me or not. But then he goes across the room. Can't be any more than, I don't know, what was it? That wasn't a big room. 10 or 15 feet away. And he says, okay, let's play those tunes. And it was those tunes that came in that I studied, like the SATs for. Mm-hmm. They were not Hall & Oates songs.
Okay. It was for Live from Daryl's House?
Live from Daryl's House. Yeah. And you guys hit, it was like flipping a switch. It went, pow! It was so loud and so right. My glasses were like this. I was like, oh, man, what? I just started hitting stuff, you know? And I was like, ooh, whatever. I mean, it was like this thing all the way. And we played for about 20 minutes. And I'm just trying to hang on.
And your chops.
What chops?
My chops.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and then Daryl walks up to me like stone face. You all right with this? So I'm from this place called Greenburgh, New York.
Yeah.
That has a little Oakland vibe to it.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'm all right with it. If you all right with it?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And that was it?
Welcome to the band, man. Get ready. We're getting ready to take, we're going to do, and then in comes the Talking Heads. Not Talking Heads, Dirty Heads. Not Talking Heads. Dirty Heads came in. A SoCal reggae group. Right. That's who these songs were for. And I just kind of hung on for dear life, you know. And I have an eating disorder, so then when they said get ready for the eating part, that was a whole thing unto itself too. So yeah, I'm not anorexic, obviously, but I had some stuff with that too. So I'm like, this is totally.
And he realized he could just give it to me.
And that was it. I would just move the food over to him and he'd eat a piece of bread to make it look good on.
There you go. Yeah.
So that was okay. I'm sorry to make a long story really long. You know, but that was it. It was,
and that was it, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and so Daryl said, "Okay, man, welcome." And then the next day, I remember Wilson said, "Hey, I'm gonna call you in 2 days," and he called at the perfect time. Just it's exactly the way he said he was gonna do it.
Johnny.
And he ran down all like the rules of the band, and he said, "Now, what did I say?" Well, I was ready. My memory was good that day. My ginkgo, whatever that shit was working. I said, okay, you said this. He said, okay, now take this email address and just say thank you. I took it. I didn't recognize anything. Boom, boom. I said thank you. 5 minutes later, welcome to the band, John Oates.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the way the whole.
I didn't go through any of that.
Man,
I didn't get any welcome to the band. I just showed up at a gig at Virginia Beach with not even a sound check.
No, and played.
And just did the gig.
Oh my God.
As a sub.
Oh my God.
And Pesco.
Trial by fire.
I said to Pesco, he gave me a list of songs. It was like, maybe 25 songs, 24 songs. And I was like, there's a lot of tunes, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And they could have given me a lot more, but they gave me that many. And when it came down to the wire, I remember asking Paul, like, Paul, I know we're not going to play 25 songs. Could we whittle it down to like 20 songs even?
Yeah,
because then I could spend more time on that. We're still not even going to play that many, and I'm sure he must have asked, and he was like, you know what? He just wants to be able to call when he wants to call. That's the way it is. And I was like, okay, and that was it.
Sometimes you just got to go.
Let's go.
Yep.
Please, God, intervene for me.
But I remember getting behind that drum set, and there was it was just the way it is now. There was a little drum machine, which we don't use. It's just to reference to count the song off.
Yeah.
But I didn't really even know yet who counts songs off. It was like completely...
I don't know how you do it.
I mean, fortunately for me, Daryl counts off, still to this day, he counts off most of the stuff. But yeah, that was super trial by fire.
I don't know how you did that, man. But what is really sick, though, and it gives us all an advantage, every song you know.
Yeah.
It's sick, right?
Hits.
Hits. Like, really?
And it's the two guys... The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame get played.
No.
Backtrack.
Edit.
Fame.
I said fame. There's been a lot of suspicion, but edit.
Man. What a riot to be a part of that. Okay, because this is called Music on the Run, we're talking a little bit about how you survive on the road. You've been with them for 12, you're coming up on 10. What do you got? You guys hang as a group. Do you do something to keep your brain in shape, your body in shape? Tell me what you do. Besides play drums for 3 hours a night.
I don't. You know what? I should do a lot more when I'm on the road in terms of
he doesn't do a thing,
physical activity.
He's just about to say that.
It's
yeah, in terms of physical activity, I don't really exercise. I just occasional walk. Yeah.
Davide, I hate him.
Yeah.
And he looks like that, plays like that.
Fortunately now, because there's social media, so actually I try to spend some time that I don't have when I'm home to get some of that going. I'm not really very good at it, but I'm starting to get better at it.
Oh, you're really good at it.
You are good at it. I see you on there.
Yeah. I still don't know how to do everything. I still don't know how to make something longer than a minute.
But that's all you need, though, right?
where it has to continue.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Oh my God!
Let me give him this big pill over here. Okay, all right.
No, seriously. Yeah, but the thing is, like I noticed for the Funk Fridays, some of them are a little over a minute.
They are.
And then you're forced to have that, to press that continuation
button.
Which
sucks. But
right, and that's why, that's the other reason why I'm not trying too hard to learn how to extend it, because I don't want to get into, if I have somebody there, I want to hold them there if I can, without having to click that thing.
But I kind of gave up on that.
Well,
your exercise is social media training.
Yes.
What is your exercise?
My exercise?
Yeah, what do you do? Do you do anything?
You see, I don't do anything.
And
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the most out-of-shape band, Hall & Oates.
Pretty much.
Everybody else gets out, though.
Do they?
Want to know something? Charlie Deschamps, our sax player.
Yeah.
This dude, he's ridiculous. We're in the hotel. He's practicing. Like, he's practicing
now.
Virtually every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's flute, sax, keyboard, guitar, right?
Carries all of it.
You get to a new city, that morning, the next morning, that dude is up and out, going to a museum. He's experiencing the city.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Bar none. Every day.
Charlie's he's in his mid.
By himself?
By himself.
Yep.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yep.
Gone. And he'll come back and tell you about Rembrandt, blah, 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 everywhere.
I did this, I did this. It's like, wow.
And
then he's practicing in his room.
Constant.
It's like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it really is, man.
And he's still like into listening to new music. Like,
he was so cool. Last time I was hanging with him, he's like, "Listen to my new record, man. It's great. He plays his butt off."
He's like the definition of an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if all the other stuff really. He told me one time. He said that really didn't interest him. He was just interested in being a great artist.
Yeah.
And he would never say he was great. He would never do it. We know he is. But he's so humble, man. It's really, it's inspiring to be around somebody like that, because most people at that age, they're sitting down for a while. He's not thinking about it. He's not even thinking about it.
Hall & Oates tour is coming to a close for now. When you go back home, what are you going to be doing?
Recording in the house.
Okay. And Tuesday nights where?
Cafe Wa.
Okay.
In the West Village. But right now we're not because of the pandemic. So they're giving us one Tuesday a month, I think, at this point. Okay. So, and it's like it's not the same Tuesday every month. So
it's not.
At this point,
varies.
Yeah.
And you've got some fun stuff happening too. Tell us
Well,
a little bit about
one
that.
thing I want to say, everybody was really great. They were playing their instruments, blah, 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 blah. I got the chance to hang out with my wife. I know it's a slocky,
No, that's
but
great.
I got a chance to be with my wife for, really 2 years, because we really didn't do anything for 2 years. We had like 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 things. And I got a chance to be home
Yeah.
and just do that. As a matter of fact, I want to let everybody know I'm married. I don't have my ring on right now, and she gets mad at me when I don't wear it.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I can't play and wear it. So
Yeah.
I am married.
Yeah.
Not that anybody would, so
There you
please.
go.
So, that's what I did. We got to really just hang out in a way that we never have been able to before.
How long
Ever.
have you been married, by the way?
Since 1979. How long is that? 42 years?
You're my hero. I've been married 30. It'll be 31 in October.
Wow, man, great.
And the groove just keeps. I don't know about you,
Oh,
but I
man.
agree with you. And I did the same thing with my bride. Besides making Funk Fridays and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the groove gets deeper and deeper the older we get. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh man, this just
Man.
feels right.
It's
I'm 21 years in.
Are you?
August 19th.
Let's rock
And my
and-
son just turned 13. So I was home
No.
with him with homeschooling too, with
Yo.
the internet.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
home every day with him with that
Yeah.
too, which was
Incredible.
Yeah.
Boy, we're lucky guys.
We're really lucky.
Yeah.
Guys, we live in a little area that, we can kind of take walks and stuff in, and it's like, I realized that while this was at the height, well, I would say like June, July of last year when we were like, is this ever going to end kind of thing, we were really concerned. And I got a chance to say, well, I didn't make any mistakes as far as certain choices, starting with my wife, starting where we decided to live, what I decided to do with my life,
Yeah.
what she decided to do with hers. It was like we were checking off boxes.
Mm.
And I was like, wow, man, okay, sure. I wanted to do other things. I wanted to be as big as Earth, Wind, and Fire with Atlantic Star.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Of course.
And there was things that happened. But wait a minute, what a way to, we were talking about just now. You aim for the stars, you get the moon kind of thing. It was that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, now, am I okay to say the moon is okay?
I like the movie.
It's up to me to determine whether the moon is okay. And it's like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
But it doesn't mean that we're done. We
Absolutely.
got plenty of more music
On top of
to
that.
play. Yeah, I
On
like
top
the
of
moon, but I'm still going to keep
Mhm.
searching for other galaxies.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, no,
I can't give up. I'm
Well-
too highly caffeinated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I'm still trying to figure out what you're made of, man. I don't know.
you guys.
Are we sitting with a Martian? Are we okay here, Brian?
I don't know, but it's all being captured on film. So if I spontaneously,
Yeah, man. No, that's
man, thank you guys so much for taking the
Oh.
hour and a half to
Thanks
do
for having
this
us,
with
man.
me. You know how I feel about you, and it's always so great to have you guys come through town, and it means a lot to me and everybody who listens to the podcast or watches the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time out.
Wow.
cool.
You guys are awesome. I love you, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll wave
All
at
done.
you from wherever my seats are. I know I'm not coming backstage, but
Yeah, we can't do that this time.
No.
but we'll see each other. We'll see each other somewhere.
yeah, absolutely.
Man, it's
Thanks, and I'm looking
an
forward.
honor, man.
I'm
Yeah, man.
looking forward to hearing your new projects that are coming up, and I want to hear what you're up to. And you're on my record, and I got a Clyde song on my record too, by the way.
Hey, you got
Nice.
that song.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Which one did you do?
I couldn't do it without you.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, I did
Oh,
that. That was my
yeah.
audition for Daryl, kind of, as producer. I
Really?
sent that in. I'm going to play that for you. We're going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We're out. Music on the Run was hosted by yours truly, St. Paul Peterson. Edited and produced by my buddy Davide Raso. Artist relations by Owen Sartori. Video editing by Tanner Montague. And a very special thanks to the people who financially support this podcast. And remember, private eyes, they're watching you.
You